Welcome to Untold History, where story meets reality and the most interesting of possibilities comes to life. August 1914, the fields of Mons, Belgium. The British Expeditionary Force faces annihilation. Exhausted soldiers, outnumbered and surrounded, prepare for what seems certain death. The German advance is unstoppable. Artillery thunder grows closer. In moments of extreme collective trauma, when thousands face death together, something extraordinary can happen. The veil between dimensions grows thin. Barriers that have held for millennia begin to fracture. The soldiers' prayers, their fear, their desperation, all of it creates a psychic resonance. Something hears, something ancient, something neither angel nor demon, but far, far older. They exist in frequencies just beyond our perception, in spaces between spaces. And then, above the battlefield of Mons, the impossible happens. The barrier ruptures, they cross over. What emerged defied comprehension, beings of pure light and impossible geometry. Human minds, unable to process what they saw, translated the visions through familiar frameworks. Some soldiers saw angels, glorious and golden, descending from heaven itself. Others witnessed St. George leading phantom bowmen from Agincourt, 500 years dead. But some saw the truth beneath the comforting illusions, beings that were neither human nor divine. Their presence warped space and time itself. Reality became fluid, uncertain. German soldiers reported confusion, disorientation, the feeling of being watched by something vast. Artillery fire went astray, bullets seemed to slow, probability itself was compromised. The British retreat succeeded against impossible odds, not through divine protection, but through dimensional interference. The entities drew energy from the battlefield itself, from fear, death, and desperate faith. For a few hours, two worlds occupied the same space, the natural and the impossible. And then, as suddenly as they appeared, the beings began to fade. The veil repaired itself. The barrier between worlds sealed once more. Both armies were left shaken, forever changed by what they'd witnessed at the edge of understanding. Official reports called it mass hysteria, propaganda, wartime delusion born of exhaustion. Newspapers published sanitized versions, angels sent by God to protect Christian soldiers. But the soldiers who were there knew better. They'd seen something far stranger than angels. In their journals and private letters, they described beings that defied description, entities beyond comprehension. They spoke of how reality itself had bent, of time moving strangely, of space becoming uncertain. The question that haunted them, were the beings protecting us or simply observing? Perhaps they're drawn to battlefields not to intervene, but to feed, to drink in the psychic energy of mass death. Or perhaps they're researchers, scientists from dimensions beyond, studying us like insects in a jar. Whatever their purpose, they've been with us since the beginning, watching from just beyond the veil. They appear when the veil grows thin, at battlefields, disasters, moments when thousands face death together. Collective trauma creates fractures in reality, and something on the other side notices. The Angels of Mons faded into legend, into myth, into comfortable stories we tell ourselves. But the phenomenon didn't end at Mons. Reports continued throughout the war, always dismissed, always explained away. Similar accounts emerged from Verdun, the Somme, Passchendaele, anywhere death reached critical mass. In World War II, pilots called them Foo Fighters, unexplained lights pacing their aircraft over battlefields. Every war, every massacre, every moment when humanity tears itself apart, they appear. Perhaps they've always been there, existing alongside us in frequencies we cannot perceive, until trauma makes them visible. The soldiers of Mons went to their graves knowing they'd witnessed something humanity wasn't ready to understand. They carried the truth in silence, knowing that no one would believe them, that perhaps no one should. Some knowledge changes you, some truths cannot be unlearned, some sights cannot be unseen. The official story remains: mass hallucination brought on by stress, exhaustion, and hope. But in quantum physics, in consciousness studies, in places where science meets the unexplainable, some researchers are beginning to ask, what if consciousness itself can thin the barriers between dimensions? What if extreme collective emotion, terror, hope, desperation, acts as a kind of interdimensional beacon? Perhaps at Mons, the soldiers didn't just see angels, they became them. Perhaps in that moment of collective near-death, they briefly existed in both dimensions simultaneously. And what they saw looking back at them from the other side was themselves, transformed, transcendent. The Angels of Mons weren't visitors from another world. They were humans from another dimension, another possibility, another frequency. The entities don't watch us, we watch ourselves, from dimensions we don't yet know how to reach. And sometimes, in moments of extraordinary collective experience, we catch glimpses. The veil is always there, thinner than we imagine, waiting for the right frequency, the right moment, the right collective resonance. What happened at Mons could happen again. Perhaps it already is, in ways we haven't learned to recognize. We dismiss it, we explain it away. We call it lens flare, weather phenomena, tricks of light. But perhaps there are still those who see, who know, who carry the burden of impossible knowledge. The Angels of Mons taught us something terrifying and beautiful. We are never truly alone. Something is always watching from just beyond our perception. Something vast, something ancient, something other. And in our darkest moments, when reality fractures under the weight of collective trauma, they cross over, or we cross over, or perhaps there was never any difference at all. This has been an untold history. If you like historical fiction, please like and subscribe. Until next time, adieu.